here, 2v2 Desert Showdown, Orks versus Chaos. We have Spirit as a Kommando knob, starts off in ranged, infiltrating commander, does pretty nice damage and has some cool tricks. MITA Superstar as a Warboss, big stompy melee commander, bashes through cover as you can see there, good at support and disruption. He's up against Red as a Plague champion, starts off in range but is very versatile going tier 2, not the fastest though. And Retribution playing under a different name as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive commander, good at disruption though and has some nasty tricks with his spells. Both Orc players going for double shooters, light range infantry. Chaos Sorcerer might be forced off here, there's some Doom bolts. Didn't fire that many because he didn't have enough energy. He is forced off, Chaos Space Marines complete the cap. Both Chaos players going for a CSM. There's a stun bomb from the Kommando knob, his starting ability, but it's well dodged. Chaos Space Marines taking quite a lot of damage there. Doesn't have them in cover. 3 victory points up for grabs. This is the Western VP, which is slightly natural for Red Team. Have a Central VP here and a natural for Blue on the East edge. Double CSM for both Chaos players. Heavy range infantry. Here we have Tzeentch Worship, which cloaks surrounding units. Doom bolts onto these shooters, takes out one model. CSM coming center will clash with shooters. Here are some heretics too. We see Word Bearers DLC for Red. Sluggers coming in on these heretics. They don't have an aspiring champion, so they're going to die very quickly. They did get a Doom Blast in, and double CSM are now picking off sluggers. Here is a Plague champion to help out with his Plague Bolter. You see the stink coming off these Orcs, doing damage over time. Get away with 2 models. Big shooters on both of these, no, one of Shooter Boy squad. And they are forced off. Red can now cap Blue's natural perhaps. Don't really like this map. The victory points are too close to the bases, look at that. Could set an artillery unit in your base and hit the VP easily. Also has these strange wreck points on the south and north edge. Well, it's not a disaster. Sluggers behind the wall. Chaos Space Marines shooting up generators. There's a Doom Bolts. Sluggers going to be forced off here. We have a Knob leader on both shooter squads, making them a lot tougher. Might be afraid of Doom Bolts giving a bunch of models or finishing off a squad. Knob leaders make your shooters a lot tougher. This squad lost 3 units though already. Chaos Space Marines will be forced off surely. And they are. Warboss forced off also by these Word Bearers. Shot up by Shooter Boys now. And they run away. Heretics have their aspiring champion turning into a pretty decent melee unit. Word Bearers look pretty cool. Havoc on the field for Tyranid Terror. Setup team that suppresses with a heavy bolter will be good at shutting down these Shooter Boys, though he does have a Kommando knob which can infiltrate and get close to that Havoc or just stun it from afar. Chaos Sorcerer taking tons of damage, might go down and does. Lapse of concentration from Tyranid Terror. Heretics forcing off shooters. And now they cap the east side. Chaos Space Marines capping center, rather decapping it. Getting shot to pieces by double shooters though. Get away without a model loss, pretty lucky. 483 plays 438. MITA Superstar lost his sluggers. Both Chaos players going for identical build orders. Warboss has these angry bits, and there's the now I'm angry charge. Not quite getting into the range of these Chaos Space Marines. Would be nice to see the Big Bang Hammer for the Warboss. Recently got buffed in the sense that it does power melee damage, which will do tons of damage to the CSM, and the Warboss just about gets away there. Was already a great war gear, I think, and now it's just crazy against heavy armor. Havoc's forced off from red. Here come Heretics with their aspiring champion on retreating shooters. They are getting shot to pieces though. Chaos Space Marines trying to force melee. Shooters get away with 3 models, and there's Dark Flames. Global ability of the Chaos Sorcerer does pretty nice damage over time to light infantry. Models dropping like flies. Shooters trying to melee Chaos Space Marines, very cheeky. Chaos Sorcerer is still down. Havocs are trying to suppress some generators. It's not going to work, lads. Storm Boys on the field for MITA Superstar. Very, very good choice versus heavy armor with their power weapons. Can jump into combat too. Tier 2 for Tyrannid Terror, the first to go. 371 plays 438. Chaos Space Marines now shooting up generators. Havoc gets in the building. Might be dangerous come tier 2 if 1 or 2 of these Orks get some stick bombers out. Here comes the Warboss. Double shooters working on the CSM. Aiming what's that suppresses them, allows the Warboss to get into range, but he in turn is suppressed by the Havoc. Forces off a CSM squad. They lose a model too. The other squad gets away. Will the Warboss get a model? No, they get away. 341 plays 438. MITA Superstar will be the last to go. He's forced off. Chaos Space Marine is forcing melee on him, trying to go down. He should get away. Shooters forced off too. Storm Boys meanwhile forced off by Heretics. Looks like they had touch of Nurgle on them, which makes them explode on death. So when you combine it with a Doom Blast, it's pretty nuts. Blood Crusher coming out for Tyrannid Terror. An early Blood Crusher can be very, very bad, and there are no vehicle counters to speak of for blue team. Tank Busters, I suppose, are a cheap way to deal with Blood Crushers, but they have a way to go yet to get those guys out. Bile Spewer on the Plague Champion. He's also getting his Icon of Nurgle, which will be good at damaging these Orks. Bile Spewer does pretty nice damage. Has quite a big AoE too. It's like a flamer. He's now in melee with Storm Boys though, not where he wants to be. Might go down in fact if the Storm Boys can jump one more time. There it is. Should be able to finish him off. It's a bit of a late jump though, so they're in base turrets. They get the kill but might pay for it, and that was not worth it. Jumped a bit too late, lost his Storm Boys. They're not cheap. I can't remember their price offhand. We do have Tank Busters on the way for Spirit. Maybe he has seen the Blood Crusher already. This is a demon with vehicle armor. Fights melee pretty quick, though hard AV will take care of it pretty quickly. Not the toughest vehicle around. Shooters losing models. Weird Boy on the way for MITA Superstar. It's a single cap for red team. No upgrades for the Chaos Space Marines yet. We do have Eternal War coming on this squad. On both squads in fact. Plague Champion rebought himself, I think. Chaos Sorcerer is still down. Here we see the Tank Busters, which have been hidden by the Kommando knob. That's a global ability called Hide the Boys. Look at the damage they do to this Blood Crusher with each volley. Charges its own units. Should be able to get another volley off. Now has them tied up though. And Heretics to support with Worship, which will heal up the Blood Crusher, as Worship heals up all demon units. See the Plague Champion just running alongside these Orks and damaging them with Icon of Nurgle. Got a range nerf in 3.18, but it's still very, very nice war gear. Weird Boy on the field for MITA. War Truck on the way for Spirit. Could be risky since it's a Blood Crusher round. We'll take out a War Truck pretty quickly, especially if it's getting rear arm hits. Blues use this power here and Reds are starting to dominate the map. Warboss goes for the Power Coil, which will be good versus the Blood Crusher, but really would have liked to see a Big Bang Hammer against these Chaos Space Marines. Tank Busters getting shots on the Blood Crusher, and this might be a dead Blood Crusher. Does manage to charge away, and Warboss is in trouble now. Goes down. Without an armor upgrade, he's not the toughest thing around compared to a Chaos Lord and Hive Tyrant. Anyway, Warp Vomit on this stuff allows the Weird Boy to get away. Triple cap for red team. Looking very, very grim for blue. There's Rocket Barrage. Kommando Knob gets away, has his special shooter and extra equipment. Chaos Sorcerer is alive. Looks like the Plague Champion has gone down though. He was getting fetid armor too. War Truck is loaded up. Here come the boys. Heretics capping Blue's power point there. Blue are in big trouble. Map is completely red almost. Heretics forced off. Blues have their natural wreck points and this power, and that is it. Double cap. Weird Boy decaps east. Now this power's being hit. Dreadnought on the way for Tyrannid Terror. More Storm Boys on the field for Mighty Superstar. Tier 3 for red. Weird Boy on the way for Spirit. Chaos Sorcerer reviving the Plague Champion should level him. And does level him to 3. Plague Champion's already level 4. Fetid armor can now complete. Spirit is level 3. Mighty Superstar level 1 and dead, but not for long. Level Spirit to 4. Blue team now hitting Red's power. Can they come back here? They have amassed some pretty decent armies. Storm Boys now have their Knob Leader too, which is no joke in melee. Chaos Dreadnought is getting Mark of Zinch. We'll make short work of that War Truck when it does. Here comes a Warboss. Pretty low on health though. Tank Busters working on that Dreadnought, forcing it off, didn't even get to engage. Kommando Knob caps the central VP under Havoc fire, getting artillery shots though from the Weird Boy. Sub-Commander for Orks has damaging and disruptive spells and that fantastic range attack. Chaos Sorcerer now has his Rod of Warp Fire. Warp Fire is a fantastic ability. Chaos Space Marine is getting Mark of Zinch. Ouch, Tank Busters need to leave. There's a barrage. And they get out of there. Blue team coming back into this now. Reds lose their power. Both of their power in fact. Dreadnought forcing melee on the Kommando Knob is going to take him out. There he goes. Mark of Zinch giving it a missile launcher. Very nice anti-vehicle damage and can force melee for pesky infantry. Nurgle Worship healing up these CSM. No mark for them yet, or an aspiring champion. Plague Champion forced off. Fully kitted out. Bile Spewer, Fetid Armor and Icon of Nurgle. Orks are starting to mass here. If they can deal with this Dreadnought, they'd be in a very, very good position. Bloodletters on the field for red. Ouch, Stormboy's taking tons of damage, need to leave and do. Here comes the Warboss. Still no armor upgrade, you see use your choppers used on him, that's a global ability off the Warboss. Stomp on these heretics, he's going to try and chase down this Dreadnought here. getting blocked by heretics and doom blasted. That's a wasted use your choppers. Now taking Inferno Bolt Fire, trying to charge after it. Really determined to take out this Dreadnought. Use your choppers wears off. Still doing incredible damage, as you can see. Levels to 3. One more shot would take out the Dreadnought. But he's taken out himself. Pretty unlucky for MITA Superstar. Bloodletters and Chaos Space Marines working on generators. Here come Orks to defend, double shooters and a Weird Boy. Red team taking center, are they? There's a stun bomb from the Nob, forcing melee on Havocs, and needs to run away now, I think. Looters on the field for Spirit. Setup team for Orks. Have a Death Gun by default which suppresses. Doing a pretty good job, as you can see. They've got buffed in 3.18, suppresses a bit faster now. Dark Flames on these Orks. They tough it out though with their Nob leaders. Over on the northeast, Storm Boys forcing off CSM. Shooting up the Plague Champion. Is he going to get away? He does. Saw the damage Icon of Nurgle was doing there. Havoc set up, suppressing all these stuff, but they're knocked down by tank busters and forced off. Triple cap for blue. Can they pull this around? They were in such a bad way. Not sure that this Dreadnought was a particularly good choice, especially with Marco Zinch, which is very strange. All they have is a war truck. Don't need such hard AV to take that thing out. Could have just done it with the autocannon that it starts with. Chaos Sorcerer trying to retake the west side. Here come Greenskins though. Shooting him to pieces, and he gets stunned by the Weird Boy and might go down. He can't teleport out, doesn't have his vestments with the warp. Retreats and should get away. Orks now retaking. Storm Boys jumping on some CSM, and they're gonna wipe him out if this player's not careful. They did manage to decap but lose a model. Storm Boys can now recap. Still level 1 though. Warboss chasing the Chaos Dreadnought again. Gets suppressed, then charges after it. Bloodletters meanwhile engaging shooters. Use your choppers used on the Warboss again. Can't catch it though. These heretics keep suppressing with Doom Blasts, as you can see. Very annoying. That's 2 use your choppers wasted trying to take out the Dreadnought. Now the heretics will feel his wrath, and he is very, very angry. Level 3 Warboss, 948 HP, no armor upgrade yet. Most likely waiting for heavy armor in tier 3, which he's hitting now. Heretics taking center. Kommando went down here. Chaos Space Marines are capping. Blue team very low on VPs. They can't really afford a 2-to-1 for red for very long. Weird Boy vomits. Here shooters and another Weird Boy to support. Ouch, Havoc's wiped by that Weird Boy shot. You see how good that thing is. Looters are here also. Might be a good idea to put the looters in the building, because red team don't really have any garrison counters. Rocket barrage from the Zinch Dreadnought into Dark Flames. That's very, very nasty. Shooters need to retreat, and he loses a shooter boy squad there, I think. That was nasty. Fully upgraded shooters. These heretics are very close to dying. Looters are forced to retreat though. Storm Boys now jumping in. Red team stacked on the east side. We see a Nurgle Shrine going up. Buffed in 3.18 of course. Now very, very good. Warboss now has his heavy armor, has 1800 HP. see the Nurgle, sorry, shrine suppressing the Warboss there. Touch of Nurgle on these heretics. Charges in. I think they need to shoot at this shrine. Heretics might be able to finish off the Warboss here. Touch of Nurgle is nuts. Look at the damage they did to those shooters and finish off the Warboss. Great engagement for red. Blue running out of VPs, and there's the game for red. Fantastic early game for red team. Blues came back mid, but a bunch of sloppy losses for blue really held them back. Especially those Storm Boys. Losing those Storm Boys is really tough. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.